I'm conflicted, man. I want to see Zeke, but I feel like they could be setting us up for another heartbreak. I don't know. Because remember, he's in the 2018 glow right now, and he's gonna have to be leaving at some point. But anyway, episode 11, the first episode of season 4, part 2, brought us some huge developments. First, we took a big time jump from part 1 to part 2, and we are now 9 months until the death date, so I imagine things are going to start moving really fast the next couple episodes. Captain Daly is back and most likely the plane as we saw from the hole in the ground. So where's Fiona then? Cal is able to view other passengers' callings, but they're stuck at the makeshift 828 prison, and Zeke is able to talk with Mick through the glow, almost like he is channeling her and sending her callings. If you need a more in-depth recap of episode 11, I will have it linked in the description and at the end screen of this video. Make sure to like and subscribe for more Manifest content, and let's get into season 4, episode 12, Bug Out. Man, don't bring this demon spawn of a woman into my home state, come on now. So Angelina is posted up in St. Louis, Missouri at this homeless community. Get the hell away from that child. What is her deal with manipulating children, bro? With her Freddy Krueger hand? But she is still convinced that the death date is the day of judgment, aka the final trial by fire. Cut over to Cal as he's trying to tell his grandpa about his scar glowing, and they got this poor guy working overtime to support the kids. Alright, back to the glow. Zeke says to Mick that he can't tell her what will happen because it'll risk making her change her decision, which leads me to believe that there is some hope of a positive outcome because, you know, he could just warn her if something was about to go bad. As they continue to reminisce and tear us apart, Zeke tells her about all the almost they had where they were right next to each other but didn't know it. Because in the glow, he can see everything. But the craziest almost of them all is he was actually at the airport the night 828 was supposed to land as a cab driver outside. This is unfortunately interrupted by guards and a scientist coming in to grab Mick not before injecting her with a tracking device. They bring her to Zimmer where her and Jared are trying to figure out this guy's calling. I can't remember his name, but his son Charlie, I think you remember, is now in foster care while he's locked up. God, I hate the registry. Mick was actually brought in to help solve this calling because I'm sure they very quickly realized this plan doesn't work without any help from the passengers. He gives them the details, and if they solve it, they will find him his son and bring him back to him. Mick and Jared go to solve it, and if Mick isn't back by 5 p.m., she's back in the hole. Vance goes to see Ben, and this dude is in a straight trance, etching "Wake Him Up" all over the walls of his cell. He's either stuck in a calling or just absolutely losing it. Something about his gaze here just creeps me out, I don't know. Vance interrupts Sanvi helping a pregnant passenger, which just brings more fantastic extra problems, a pregnant passenger. But she brings Sanvi over to come figure out what's going on with Ben. He's about 3/4 done covering the wall, so Sanvi thinks she should just let him finish his calling first. Back with Mick and Jared, and they go see Jared's brother to help out with the calling, and props to whoever casted this because they actually look like identical real life brothers. Okay, maybe not identical, but like they could be fraternal twins. But anyway, he works with like city planning, and the calling they're solving had a city planning document in it. Another pretty weak calling to start out, but we're here. They got 15 possible locations and very limited time. Oh, so we should walk around the street and just flirt? I mean, come on guys, you two need to get serious. This sexual tension just takes up way too much time in this show. Ben finally snaps out of it and has no idea what he just wrote and did. Good thing we got the dynamic duo back together, doing what they do best, getting shit done. Ben notices that there's a lot of strange spacing in his writing, and Sanvi thinks that they might be pathways. This is confirmed by an X in the middle. That's where they need to go, obviously, and Sanvi starts to recognize these pathways as a map of this facility. See, this is the type of callings we need to see right now, not this other stuff. As they're sneaking around and following the map, close call after close call brings them to a storage Hey, yo. Okay, in this situation it makes a little more sense, but why is their solution to not getting caught always just kiss and start making out? I mean, at this point, I feel like they're just finding excuses. But they find their way around also with the help of Vance, and you guessed it, the X was leading them to Captain Daly. Maybe they need to wake him up? Dog, what the hell is crawling inside bro's neck? Oh yeah, wait, see, I told you that episode titles always mean something. This one's called Bug Out. The clues are everywhere, man. It's definitely like a cockroach or some shit. But Daly is heavily sedated, so Sanvi Pulp Fiction style injects him with adrenaline. Mick and Jared call up Cal to help them with the calling, and boom, this is how his new powers can really help. He sees what Charlie's dad saw, and long story short, it helps them find the right place. Sorry that this calling is just pretty weak, and we got a lot more important stuff happening right now. For example, Angelina brings Cal into a calling where for the first time since part 1, they get confirmation that she's still out there. She keeps claiming they're connected, but Cal rightfully dips out before she can just spew more nonsense. Daly can't seem to speak, and before he can get anything out, alarms go off and guards are on the way, but at least Ben and Sanvi know where he is now. Okay, so the calling that Mick and Jared were following led them to this guy in his store, and in the basement behind a wall, he's got 5 kidnapped children. I mean, what the is going on, man? Obviously, one of the kids is Charlie, but my manifest bingo card did not have child trafficker in it. I'll tell you that. I thank the callings, man. Jeez. Okay, this is the type of payoff I love to see. So Jared's brother and his partner, who have 2 adopted children of their own, take in Charlie until his dad gets out of jail, and they're gonna bring him in to visit. I don't know, something about this scene just got me. His name is Joe, by the way. I really like his character. Man, Jared and Mick are definitely getting back together, aren't they? I can feel it. You guys know I'm Team Zeke, but I feel about episode 2, I think it's happening. Does this mean Zeke can see it from the glow? But we'll talk about that later. We round out the episode with Cal Ubering over to the field where the giant cross was burned into the ground, right next to that abandoned barn. He must have been led there or something. I mean, you know how this goes. But underneath the floorboards, as he's searching around, the other missing piece to the puzzle, Fiona. Alright, finally we can maybe get some still more episode left. Can we talk about Ben and Sonvi right here? I mean, you just don't look at a friend that way. There was some serious tension here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Just look at these screenshots, man. And who had on their manifest bingo card Daily throwing up a bunch of locusts as they swarm out of his mouth to end the episode? So from what I know, locusts in the Bible mean a plague is coming and possibly the end of the world, and it's like a punishment from God. But it's also said that God sent the locust and the other plagues to Egypt in order to free the Israelite slaves. So maybe this means Daily was sent to somehow free the passengers in the facility, maybe? But speaking of God in the Bible, I think it's pretty set in stone now that this is a biblical thing. I mean, they do have other mythology sprinkled in the show, but the way Zeke describes the glow, it's literally heaven. And then the giant cross burned into the ground. I mean, they've already referred to it as the divine, but now with the plague possibly coming on, I'm thinking maybe some of your guys' more religious theories are actually going to turn out to be right. But if we just assume from here on out that the glow is heaven, what does this mean for the new discovery of Daily and Fiona returning from the glow along with the plane? What have they seen? Who or what have they connected with to the point where one of them has more bugs than space in his body? I mean, them returning has to be key to the ending. Why would they return now? They just need a chance to tell someone some shred of an answer, and hopefully next episode one of them starts talking. And besides that, everything is looking like it'll lead up to Cal versus Angelina, but even bigger than the end of part 1. Are Ben and Sonvi gonna hook up, Mick and Jared? Is Zeke able to see all the time that her and Jared are spending together? Wait, real quick, where was Olive and Eden that episode? I just realized that we never saw them. Or Drea either. They, along with probably a lot of other stuff, was cut for time. So far, I'm liking the first 2 episodes, and it's looking like we're gonna have a good finale with some answers, but they got 8 months to put into 8 episodes, and we may need to cut off a little bit of this fat. Besides some of the VFX and CGI, with part 1 included, I think I like season 4 as much as season 1, if not a little more. This has potential to be the best season of the show if they don't drop the ball. So make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and for all Manifest fans out there, make sure to turn on that notification button for future recaps of the rest of the episodes. All previous recaps are linked in the description below, and yeah, let me know in the comments how you're feeling about part 2 so far. Again, I didn't really skip over much. It's just these first 2 episodes, the callings were a little weak. And what are your thoughts on this whole Ben and Sonvi thing? Because I'm telling you, the tension is there.